Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to look at the comparison question, which is always question 6 in the exam. Now this is quite a long video and you might not need to watch all of it, so have a look in the description and look at the chapters. You can click on the timestamps and just watch the part of the video you think is going to be most useful for you. This is always a comparison question, meaning you will hear two extracts of music. You will hear extract A followed by extract B, and you will hear the extracts played in that order 4 times. You will be asked a series of short questions followed by a longer question worth 6 marks. So let's take a look at an example. This question is taken from the 2018 paper. It tells us right at the top of the page that this question is based on Area of Study 5, Conventions of Pop, and that we'll hear 2 extracts from rock anthems which are sung by the same group. It's important to note that this question can be on any area of study. In this instance it's Conventions of Pop, but that's not always the case. So what are we being asked to listen out for? Compare the tempo of both extracts. How many beats in a bar do both extracts have? Compare the structure of the extracts and give 3 features of the style of singing that is similar in both extracts. And then printed on the opposite page is the longer question, which says, using your knowledge of the genre, compare the use of the guitars in both extracts. And it gives a few things to listen out for, such as style of playing, use of technology, and similarities and differences. There will usually be a focus in this type of question. They won't just say compare the extract, they will give you specific things that they want you to talk about within your answer. In this instance, it's the guitars. Let's take a listen to extract A followed by extract B. Before we take another look at the question and how to go about answering it, it's important to point out that whilst question 6 is always a comparison question, you'll always be asked to compare music that has something in common. For instance, you might be asked to compare 2 parts of the same concerto or 2 songs by the same artist. So let's take a look at the question and how we go about answering it. So the first question, compare the tempo of both extracts. We have to comment on both extracts. If one extract was faster or slower than the other extract, you'd put that in your answer. In this instance, both extracts have the same tempo, so we could put that both extracts are fast, or we could put moderately fast. We'd get a mark for either fast or moderately fast in this instance. How many beats in a bar do both extracts have? Well, it's rock anthems. So the correct answer is 4. It is a 4/4 time signature. That's an easy question to answer. In the next question, we're being asked to compare the structure of the extracts, and this is where you've got to start using comparative language. It's worth 2 marks, so we've got to make sure we make 2 statements. However, both of our statements need to talk about both extracts. So if we put an answer like this, whilst this is correct, extract A does have a vocal shout before the instruments start the introduction, we might not get a mark because we've only spoke about the one extract. So we'd have to make a comment about the other extract. So this is a better way of saying that. Extract A has a shout before the introduction, extract B goes straight into the introduction. That would definitely get me 1 mark because I've spoken about both extracts. To get a second mark, I'd need to make a second comparative statement. So I could say something like, both extracts have a verse and chorus structure. As long as I am making a comparative statement and what I'm saying can be heard in the extract, then you will get a mark for that question. And the last set of questions we're being asked for this part of question 6 is to give 3 features of the singing style that's similar in both extracts. So we simply just list some of the vocal techniques we've learnt about rock music that we can hear in both the extracts, such as both extracts have a loud vocal, both extracts have a high-pitched vocal, and both extracts have a lead singer and backing singers. You could have also have commented on a shouting vocal style or a gravelly voice or the use of glissando, any of the features that you hear in the extracts. Now let's take a look at the 6 mark part of this question, where we're being asked to compare the guitars in both extracts. Now this part of the question is marked in a very similar way to the long answer, question 3, which you can find out about on a separate video. So let's take a look at how it's marked. And just like with question 3, there are 3 grade boundaries, 1 to 2 marks, 3 to 4 marks, and 5 to 6 marks. And the examiner will decide which grade boundary your answer best fits, and then they'll decide if your answer is at the bottom of that boundary or at the top of that boundary. To access the top band of marks, your answer needs to have made a good range of points about the extracts, showing a good level of understanding. The answer must be expressed clearly using musical vocabulary, and there must be correct use of spelling, punctuation and grammar. And again, just like question 3, just because this question is worth 6 marks doesn't mean that we've only got to make 6 points. It says a good range of points. That means we've got to make as many observations as possible about the extracts of music. We've also got to make sure that these observations are written using comparative language. So we can't just talk about one extract. We have to say a statement about one extract and then say what's happening in the other extract. For the middle band of marks, you will have made several points about the extract, showing some understanding. The answer will have some organisation and use some musical vocabulary, and there might be some errors with your spelling, punctuation and grammar. And your answer will belong in the bottom band of marks if you've only made a limited number of points, and there might be several errors with your spelling, your punctuation and your grammar. Now, before you start writing an answer to this part of the question, it's important that you plan your answer. This is going to be printed on a page all on its own. It only takes up half of the page, so the bottom of that page is blank, and you can use that for making notes. I would recommend drawing a quick table and just list all the similarities and differences you can hear in the extracts based on what you're being told to listen out for, in this instance the guitars. But just like in question 3, anything you put at the bottom of this page will not be considered when the examiner is marking. They will only look at the answer that you have written in the answer section for this question. So let's take another listen to the extracts, extract A followed by extract B, and I want you to make a list. List all the things you can hear that are similar, list all the things you can hear that are different. Go ahead and do that now.
Baby, baby, baby. No
So how did you get on? Did you write a list? Did you make a table? Did you spot any differences? There's a lot of similarities in the guitars between those extracts. This is what I got. Remember, nothing is too obvious in a question like this. So I wrote down that both extracts have electric guitars. I wrote down that both extracts are using distortion and amplification. Both extracts are using riffs. I wrote down that extract A is using a different rhythm in the verse and chorus, whereas extract B, it's using a very similar rhythm in all parts. Both extracts also have a bass guitar. Extract A uses a descending bass line, whereas extract B, the bass follows the guitar chords. And I put down that the bass plays at the start of extract A after the vocal shout, and extract B, the bass comes in later. It's a guitar intro in extract B. So how are we going to turn those observations into an answer? Well, we have to turn them into sentences and a paragraph, and when doing so, remember we have to use comparative language. If we say something about extract A, we have to also comment on extract B. Before we take a look at an example answer, why don't you have a go at doing it yourself? Use the observations you've just made and turn them into sentences to write a paragraph. Pause the video now and have a go. So, how did you get on? Let's have a look at an answer that I've put together. You can use the mark scheme from earlier on in this video to mark both your own answer and my answer. You need to decide, have I used comparative language? Have I shown a good understanding of the style of music? Have I used a good range of points? Or just several points? Or maybe even a limited number of points? This is my answer. Both extracts have electric guitars which are distorted and played through an amplifier. This is typical of rock music, as distorted guitar is a really important feature of this style. The electric guitar plays riffs and chords in both extracts, but extract A uses different strumming rhythms in the verse and chorus, whereas extract B uses a similar rhythm in all sections. Both extracts have an electric bass guitar, which also plays riffs. Extract A has a descending bass line, whereas the bass line in extract B follows the guitar chords. Extract B has a guitar introduction, where the guitar plays on its own before the bass and other instruments join in. This is different to extract A, as extract A has a vocal shout at the start, followed by the guitar and bass guitar then starting at the same time. So which grade boundary do you think this answer belongs in? 1 to 2 marks, 3 to 4 marks, or 5 to 6 marks? If I was marking this question, I'd be tempted to give it 5 or 6 marks, because there are a good range of points. I've used comparative language. Despite the fact that there's a lot of similarities between these two extracts, I've still written it using comparative sentences. I've shown a good understanding of the style of music, and I've used musical vocabulary wherever possible, as well as correct spelling, punctuation and grammar. So how did you get on with your own answer? Were you able to mark it using the mark scheme? Have you identified any areas for improvement when answering this type of question? If you found this video useful, don't forget to give it a like by clicking the thumbs up, have a look at some of the other videos that are available, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.